Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. So those of you that watch this channel will be aware I'm pretty high on LA Knight. I've been high on LA Knight for a while, and not just the LA Knight character, Sean Ricker, the man behind this genius character. I remember watching Sean back in TNA in like 2015 when he was Eli Drake, and admittedly at the time I only knew who he was because I was following Drew Galloway, aka Drew McIntyre, in Impact, and it was the only real time, to be honest with you, I watched Impact. And you could see at the time the character that Sean was playing in Eli Drake, when he was delivering a promo, he just had that it factor, that charisma, a combination of The Rock and Stone Cold, which many fans relate to there. And it was frustrating, of course, when he came to WWE, especially when he hit the main roster, that he got this Max Dupree gimmick, because it was like, ugh, just let him be himself and he will explode. The fans will get behind him and there will be an LA Knight movement like none other. And yes, got his foot in the door as a manager. Allegedly WWE wanted to play him as a manager in that role because of his age, because he's 40 years old. They felt that he was sort of towards the end of his shelf life. And then we got that Bray Wyatt feud, and then he got exposed to the WWE audience, the mainstream WWE audience, and was able to showcase his talent, his skills. And what has happened since then? LA Knight has just exploded. He's like the new people's champion in WWE. And of course, the big question coming up at the moment, title in the video, of course, will LA Knight be the next United States champion? Yeah, you've got to think WWE, if they're smart, if they really have their thinking caps on, they're going to pull the trigger at this moment on LA Knight. Now, I know it was a bit controversial at the time, but I honestly believe it's a blessing in disguise that LA Knight didn't actually win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Think about it logically. He wasn't going to cash in on Roman Reigns, and it didn't really make sense for him to cash in on a massively over babyface in Seth freaking Rollins. So the logical option was to swerve him out of that and insert him into the mid-card title scene. Now, when you think of the United States title at the moment, you think, really, to be honest with you, and this is nothing against Austin Theory, use the word stale. Austin Theory has had that title for what, 230 days or so on time of recording this video. He won it, of course, back at Survivor Series 2022 at War Games against Seth freaking Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Of course, Seth was the champion at the time. And as much talent as Austin Theory has, as much potential as Austin Theory has, this heel character just hasn't really clicked. If you think of a heel character that's really clicking in WWE at the moment, you look at old Dirty Dom, don't you? Dom, of course, part of the Judgment Day and Indominate Mysterio. That is how you generate heel heat. No one really cares at the moment about this Austin Theory character. And I personally feel that he has got more comedic value. If you go back to his time in The Way, he's more of a likable character in that kind of babyface-ish role. Kind of tweener. This heel role just hasn't suited him. Even getting over the likes of, John Cena hasn't really taken him on to the next level. I think he'll get there eventually. But what perfect time to insert LA Knight into the United States title picture. Now, of course, we know on time of recording this video, Santos Escobar is won the first Fatal 4-Way match in qualification to get shot at this United States title. And LA Knight is going to take on Sheamus, Rey Mysterio. I mean, this is some high caliber superstars here, and new to the roster, main roster anyway, in Cameron Grimes. So you've got to think that the red hot favourite to win that match is LA Knight, and it just makes sense. Have LA Knight take on Austin Theory for the United States title at SummerSlam and have LA Knight win. Just imagine the pop. Now, I know loads of you would probably be thinking, well, it's mid-card, like he deserves more. That can come down the line. So have him reasonably sort of lengthy run. Maybe he drops it around December when WWE tends to calm down a little bit. Sort of the calm before the storm leading into the new year, and obviously up until Royal Rumble. Even keep it till mid-January or something like that. And then enter LA Knight in the Royal Rumble. And I'm not saying that LA Knight is going to win the Royal Rumble, but just imagine if they decided to go all in. As we've said before, this guy is 40. He's going to be coming up 41. He's ready. There's no point waiting. The movement is crazy. He's one of the top merchandise movers in WWE. I believe he's now in the top 5, and that's amongst like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's just madness, isn't it? I've ordered one of those t-shirts. Can't wait to get it on. And I'm loving the little details with the yeah signs in the crowd at the moment as well. They're just getting so behind this guy. It's unbelievable. So if there's still that element of interest leaning into the Royal Rumble, you'd be a bit dumb to assume that he's not a potential contender for it. And just imagine the pop if he were to win. Now, personally, I believe it's going to be someone like Gunther to be the actual victor at the Royal Rumble. I just love the thought of Gunther and Cody Rhodes or something like that. That would be epic at WrestleMania. Or even Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. That would be pretty tasty, wouldn't it? But obviously it all depends about the title and what's going on and who's the champion at the time. But what do you think? What do you think? Get down in the comment section about the thought of LA Knight being the United States champion. Do you think it's the right move? Do you think WWE have done the right thing here in obviously not having him win the Money in the Bank, waiting a little bit longer for them to pull the trigger on him, maybe at a later date with a main event title? But United States title run would be a bit tasty, wouldn't it? And fans would be happy. And clearly he's a babyface right now. I mean, you can't ignore those pops. I like the way he still keeps those heel tendency, like cut the music and, let me talk to you. It just gets better and better and better. He's a gift that just continues to give within WWE. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one.